Hi, I'm Will Beck, Wholesale Market Rep here at Sprague Energy. Welcome to Sprague's Refined Products Review, where we review what's happening in the market, giving you insight into what we're seeing every day. Today is May 30th. I'm joined by Chris O'Neill in our engineering department. To start off, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your role here at Sprague?
Sure, Will. Thanks for having me. I'm Chris O'Neill. I'm Vice President of Engineering here at Sprague, and my team and I oversee all major maintenance and capital upgrades to our terminal network. We're responsible for maintaining all of the equipment at our terminals, planning for long-term upgrades, things like that. Our key focus is really on making sure that our terminals work efficiently and that our customers' needs are met on a daily basis.
Perfect. From your perspective, what are the primary responsibilities of engineering and the project management team?
We're responsible working with our terminal operations team to keeping terminal infrastructure operating safely and reliably. That includes equipment like tanks, piping systems, docks, and other infrastructure equipment. But in particular, our loading racks are one of the most important pieces of equipment we have. We're responsible for maintaining all of that equipment and also looking forward to the future at potential upgrades that are needed in order to meet new product demands, customer demands, things like that.
That's great. Our customers really depend on us for reliability and speed when they come into our terminals. How does your team work behind the scenes helping to meet and most of the time exceed those expectations?
Well, a big part of our job is really to maintain uptime at our terminals. Um, we aim to proactively maintain and upgrade equipment before problems arise, which is, can prevent costly downtime. And downtime is costly for us. It's costly for our customers. So some of the things that we do, we upgrade pumps. We try to replace outdated equipment before it breaks. And one of the big efforts that we have ongoing right now is to upgrade our automation systems so that trucks can load more efficiently. Um, Really, it's all about avoiding downtime and delays for our customers and for our own operations team.
Could you give us a recent example of maintenance or an infrastructure project that directly impacted our wholesale customers that they may not have even realized or that's making us more effective?
So one of the most impactful recent projects across our terminal network has been to improve our biofuel blending capabilities. Um, Many of these projects were completed in response to state mandates for increased biofuel blends. And while there's a few different ways that we could have approached that problem by, sort of trying to meet minimum standards or only offer really the most common product that customers would need, we chose to approach meeting those mandates by improving our rack infrastructure to be able to blend at a variety of biofuel content specifications. Main reason for doing that is because we have customers that want a variety of blends in their fuel, but the other reason is because we want to try to future-proof our systems. We know that over time these bio mandates are going to increase, and so our goal was to sort of do this once, do it right, and be able to meet those future demands, and avoid future infrastructure spend requirements.
That's great. And I've actually had a number of customers taking advantage of our ability at our terminals to get higher than mandated levels, whether it's in Massachusetts where there's no mandate or East Providence, people exceeding the V10 mandate. So certainly our customers are taking advantage of some of these projects you guys have already put into place.
That's great to hear because I think that flexibility that we tried to provide to customers. It's great to hear that they're actually using that and that they're not just always specifically going with whatever that required thing is. So it makes me feel good that we did the right thing, right?
Um, and this would be good for me to know. How do we prioritize our capital projects to align with the sales goals of the company and expanding capacity or improving turnaround time?
So that's a great question. Obviously, we start with things that are broken, but then the next step is to try to work closely with yourself and other folks on the sales team along with folks in terminal operations to understand what the demands are coming from our customers, um, what the what seasonal demand is doing to our infrastructure, and then really what we're trying to do is trying to understand growth opportunities. From there we assess what our constraints are, whether it's tankage or how many loading bays we have for a particular product, whatever it may be, and then we make plans around that. Sometimes it's adding additional tankage. Sometimes it's, hey, let's add a couple of additional pumps so that we can load a customer truck out faster. Other times it might be adding some additional automation infrastructure so that we can do additional additives if customers want them, things like that. So it's really, our focus is we're trying to be customer centric. We're trying to make sure that there's a feedback mechanism from our customers to say, wouldn't it be great if we could do X, Y, and Z? Okay, great. Let's assess whether that or not that's something we can do. Let's find a way to do it, and if it makes sense, we'll go ahead and proceed with it. That's really the mechanism we're trying to get in place.
So our sales team feedback helps you guys from what we're hearing from our customers. Can you give an example of what the sales team can do when planning for terminal upgrades?
Yeah, I mean, what we're looking for is a collaborative process. We like to bring both the sales and the supply team, supply being the folks that actually bring the fuel in by vessel. We try to bring them into the process at a very early phase so that we can really define what it is we're trying to do and try to come up with the best solution, the optimal solution for the variety of ways to sort of skin the cat. Sometimes it's some of these upgrades, they might have a shutdown or there might be some sort of temporary outage associated with it. One of the things that we've definitely been striving for recently is to communicate those potential upgrade outages sooner and earlier so that our customers know, okay, there's going to be a disruption at this particular time, but here's what you get on the other side of that. We get this improved service, we get this increased loading time. So, that's something we've been really striving for, is to be more communicative about potential shutdowns.
And that's something I've certainly taken advantage of sharing out with my customers, whether it's coming from terminal ops here in Portsmouth or coming right from the terminal. Getting those updates ahead of time have been a great way to share out and have customers redirect themselves or not go when something's down for a couple hours or for a day, and they're much more understanding when they have certainly a week or two of a heads up.
Right. And we recognize we're not perfect in that regard, and sometimes things, they do break unexpectedly. And so then the name of the game becomes, how quickly can we get back up and running? And then there are cases where, ripping off the proverbial Band-Aid to get something done more quickly, we might say, hey, we're going to shut this whole rack down, and that's going to allow us to do this repair more quickly and get everybody back up and running more quickly. So that's, we appreciate the understanding on the part of the customers when we do have a problem occasionally.
Many of our customers probably don't understand the complexity of what goes on behind the scenes to load a truck as quickly and as safely as we are able to do it at Sprague. What would you want them to know about the systems and the infrastructure behind the scenes that they're not seeing other than the rack itself?
Um, there's a lot. There's a lot behind the process. First of all, there's a lot of equipment involved, and our customers can see it when they're sitting at our loading rack, and they see the physical devices that they interact with, whether it's loading arms, meters, the automation system, etc. But there's a lot that goes on beyond that, that's out in the field. And so I think what's important to recognize is that all of these pieces of equipment have to work together safely, they have to work together efficiently, and that's when you look at the sort of integrated system together, that's where we get fast and safe and consistent service. And so I think, while it's not important for our customers to know everything that, every piece of equipment in our systems, it is important to recognize that it is a complex system and that it has to work all together, at the same time. And so, you know, it's complex, but at the same time, we're trying to keep it as simple as possible for our customers.
Are there any upcoming projects or technologies that you're excited about? Any ones that might be helping to serve our customers better or move product more efficiently or faster?
Um, so I touched on it earlier, the rack blending technology. We're really excited about that. We've seen opportunities to meet these state mandates as a way to sort of advance our own understanding of what technology is out there. We're very excited about deploying that at additional locations, even where there aren't state mandates, because we feel it's an opportunity to offer, different and better product blends to our customers. The other areas that are very interesting and exciting to us are around renewable diesel as an alternative to sort of traditional diesel. And then, other ones that are on the horizon are things like sustainable aviation fuels, things like that. We feel like we've positioned ourselves well from a tankage and an infrastructure perspective to be able to service our customers' needs with those new products. So, the renewable fuel space really is an exciting area of growth for Sprague, and an exciting area of growth, I think, for our customers too. I think it'll offer a lot of new flexibility, a lot of new product offerings, and we're looking for, in some ways, folks to partner with us on implementing those technologies.
Yeah, I think I'm really excited about the liquid renewable space too. I think it gives us a much longer runway, certainly in this industry and for our customers as well.
Yeah, and I think it offers a really compelling alternative to sort of the batteries and battery powered vehicles, things like that. I think it's a really interesting area for us to spend more time on and to invest in.
I think we've hit a lot of good points already. Any final thoughts on the teamwork between engineering and sales that sets our company apart that you want to share?
I think you know we really appreciate feedback from our customers. I think it's critical for us to make sure that we're offering the best service at our terminal locations. But I think one thing that's interesting and could be interesting to some of our customers is to assist with them implementing some of these technologies at their own locations or with their own equipment. I think that could be a really interesting area for some of our customers to consider, whether it's looking to store separately biofuels and the base fuel products and do their own blends, things like that. We have the experience in house and the capability to assist them with trying to implement those technologies. So I think that could be an interesting area for both entities to sort of get into.
That's exciting, and I think that could probably be a whole nother video down the road of getting into how we can help our customers with our engineering expertise and bring that to a customer and work in tandem with them. I'm excited to hear more about that and looking forward to the time when I can share more details with some of my customers.
Yeah, I'd love to have the opportunity to speak to folks about what's out there from a technology perspective, because I think it really opens up a lot of doors for customers, our customers, to increase their product offerings to their own retail customers. So I think it's a really interesting opportunity. Offers flexibility around storage as well, so that could be really interesting.
Chris, thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for the opportunity to talk about engineering. Appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us. We'll be back Wednesday, June 4th, with another refined products review. Refine your insight, fuel your success.